Filmed in front of a live studio audience at Pinhook Provisions, this is No Huntsville.
We live in Huntsville, Alabama, and there's one defining thing that makes us great. And it's not the rockets, or the engineering companies, or the parks, or the food, or even our breweries. It's our people that make us great. These people. We think they're worth celebrating, worth promoting. So tune in and have a drink with us.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Joe.
And welcome to another episode of No Huntsville.
Yeah! Who's on the show today, Tom?
We got an awesome show. We have James Robinson from Free to Be. We have the folks from Lucky Duck Days, the folks from The Deep Comics and Games, Pets Carliton with musical guest Blake Nix. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with James Robinson and Free to Be.
These nights are long, these words will fail.
Did someone say free comics? Yep, the Deep Comics and Games is hosting Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, May 6th. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Wonder Woman, Zelda, The Guardians of the Galaxy, and many more. The Deep Comics and Games, just off South Memorial Parkway. Get here early while supplies last.
These days I dream, these nights are long, these things that I can't say, I dream for you.
Welcome back to No Huntsville. Let's thank our sponsors right off the bat. We have OTBX giving us this great beer today. We also have the Fret Shop, Pinhook Provisions for our great studio, and of course Rad One Graphics doing great screen printing here in town.
Totally awesome.
But let's get right to our next guest. We have James Robinson from Free to Be. James, thanks for coming in and talking to us today.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
So lots has changed with Free to Be, but real quick before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about Vincent.
Right. Vincent Rutherford, my best friend and a best friend to this community, passed away recently. He was diagnosed a couple of months ago with stage 4 cancer, and he fought it, but it was just too much by the time he found out that he had it. And Vincent, as many people in this community know, was our Rocket City Pride director. Right. And Rocket City Pride has grown to be one of the largest events in the region for celebrating Pride across the country. Right. And a huge event here in Huntsville. And this year we're starting it off with the Vincent Rutherford Equality March. The whole series of events is going to be in honor of Vincent.
Nice. And by the way, if you've ever met him, and I only met him a handful of times, just one of the nicest guys ever. You bring him over here and he was just awesome.
Vincent was someone who could sit and talk with you, and you would open up your life to him, and he wouldn't even have to ask you a question. he was just that person you wanted to talk to.
Just a very nice guy. It's a sad time for the community. But let's talk about Pride for a second here. So where is Pride going to be held this year?
Pride is going to be a week-long series of events, and I've got my little calendar here, so let me make sure I get it correct for you. We're beginning on June 2nd. We're having a Mr. and Miss Rocket City Pride pageant where we're going to crown our king and queen. It's a drag show. That's going to be at Deja Vu, and that's on said June the 2nd. Everybody's welcome to come to that. All of these things support Free to Be, which is a charity which provides free mental health services. Then on June the 11th, which is a Sunday, that's when we're going to have the Vincent Rutherford Equality March. Okay. That's going to be downtown, and we will have our community, our flags, everyone out there just celebrating both his life and the continued need to work for equality. Right. We've got June 12th, Drag Queen Bingo at Straight to L. Then that same night, Straight to L benefits Free to Be. They do that every Monday night for a charity. Nice. We got a bowling night on June the 14th. June the 17th is the festival, and that is at Campus 805. Nice, right. And we're going to be having entertainment going on inside Straight to L and in the green space, a huge festival. And last year, the estimates went to about 12,000 people coming to Rocket City Pride.
It was huge. It was at the Roundhouse last year, wasn't it?
Right. It was a great event last year. I was there. Right, so that's about Pride. So let's talk a little bit about Free to Be for people who don't understand what the organization does. And then also, you guys just changed locations, right?
We did. Free to Be is a nonprofit here in town. Our mission is to end violence while advocating for the human and civil rights of sexual and gender minorities. So we focus our services on LGBTQ people while we help everyone who needs us. And we do that by providing free mental health services, free counseling services. So if you need it, look us up, freetobe.org, FREE2BE.org. We'd love to have you come in and get support. And we also do different support groups. And we've expanded. Since the last time I was here, we're statewide now. We have free services in Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile. We've just opened an office in Dothan, and we're in Athens also with a youth group. And we lost our office in November, so we've recently moved.
Because it flooded out, right?
It did. A storm got us. This community stepped up, though,
right,
and donated so much stuff to help us. It was a wonderful experience right before the holidays for Huntsville to support us and help us get back on our feet.
Yeah, and what a great organization to have here in the South. I mean, there's a lot of preconceived notions about the South in general,
right.
And to have an organization like this that gets out there in front and helps people is just another reason that Huntsville, to me, is a great community. But like you said, when stuff happens, there's people that come out and support you, and they probably come out of the woodwork, and I got to imagine some of it surprised you. So I'm really happy to hear about
it. It did right
that.
Before the holidays, because people's money is going to different places, but they stepped up and helped us.
Right. Well,
where are
James,
you located now, though?
We're on 8210 Stephanie Drive.
Okay.
Where's that?
It's off of Lily Flag.
Oh, okay, down south.
Right.
Okay. Well, James, thank you so much for giving us all the information. Everybody check out Pride. Also check out Free to Be at freetobee.org. It's FREE2, the number 2,
be.org.
Because
we're all free to be.
Exactly. James, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody
much.
give it up for James Robinson.
These hours so near, what so few. Now these things I'd say become dreams of you.
Did someone say free comics? Yep, the Deep Comics and Games is hosting Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, May 6th. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Wonder Woman, Zelda, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and many more. The Deep Comics and Games, just off South Memorial Parkway. Get here early while supplies last.
These days I dream, these nights are long.
Welcome back to Noah Huntsville. Let's thank our sponsors right off the bat. We have OTBX for the great beer today. We also have the Fret Shop, Pinhook Provisions for our studio, and of course Rad One Graphics for great screen printing. But let's get to our guests. We have the folks from Lucky Duck Days to talk to us about Lucky Duck Days, the event's coming up. So real quick, thank you guys for coming in. And then also, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us where you guys are from?
I'm Doug Smith. I'm from A&M Boost Lumberyard here in downtown Huntsville.
All right.
I'm Carmelita, and I'm with Frank Williams Dealerships.
I'm Jill Gardner, and I'm the CEO at the Greater Huntsville Humane Society. And this is Piper.
Yeah,
One of our
Piper, look at that.
She's cute.
She's been the star so far.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Lucky Duck Days. So who wants to kick it off and tell us what the whole event's about?
It's a family festival for kids to get a chance to come out on Mother's Day weekend and play with rubber duckies and support the Humane Society with a duck derby that takes place on 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
What date is that?
That is May 14th.
May 14th, all right.
Where we will be putting everybody's racing tickets and duck eggs and racing down the waterway in the Gateway Greenway Park. The winner is going to get
A yellow Fiat 500.
A car.
Yes.
A real car.
Not a model
Yes.
car, a
Nope.
real actual car. The winner gets that.
Yes.
A little bigger than this.
Wow. So how this works is people buy these duck, or the eggs. They used to be ducks, now we're doing
It's
eggs this
racing
year.
tickets.
Racing
They buy
tickets.
Racing tickets. You can get them online. You can get them at the various sponsorships around town.
Okay.
And
And the proceeds go to the Humane Society.
Correct.
So that's the great part about all this, right?
Right.
They go to puppies like that
Exactly.
and help find them homes,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
All right. And then the winner, and then possible, if your egg, if your racer makes it to the front, that's when you win the car.
That's when you win the car. That's
Wow.
right. And it's going to be a very exciting and slow race.
Right, right.
But yeah, so once you buy your ticket, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. The good people at the lumberyard are going to put your ticket in the egg, and then we're all going to dump them in the creek on Sunday, and they're going to race, and you don't actually have to be there. We will call you
Wow.
if you win, and if you are out of state, that's okay. We'll figure it out, and then you can come to the dealership and claim your prize the next day.
Can you enter more than once?
Yes, you can. Tickets are $10, and you can get a 6-quack for $50.
Ooh, 6 quack. I like that.
Of course. All right, so why don't we talk a little bit about the Humane Society? So
Okay.
tell us about the organization and tell us Look at that.
She crashed.
She's crashed out. It's a big day.
It's puppy nap time.
Right, sure.
She is one. We are one of the oldest humane society here in Alabama, in this city, and we're a no-kill shelter, so we accept owner surrenders.
Okay.
And we end up with puppies and all sizes of dogs, kittens and cats, guinea pigs, bunnies, and then we try to find a new home for that pet.
Okay, so where can people find more information about the Humane Society?
You can go to our website, which is ghhs.org. We're located at 2812 Johnson Road, and you can come by and shop for a new pet with us, or visit our thrift store in the back.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it helps support the animals too.
Nice. All right, so in addition to buying the race tickets and everything, so what else is going to be happening at the Lumberyard that day?
It's 2 days. On Saturday, we start at 10 a.m. to go to 5 p.m., and we have numerous activities for the kids to play with their ducks. We have duck-a-pults.
Right.
We have Papa Quacker BB gun shooting range for ducks. We
Obviously.
have Chuck-a-Duck. We have duck wrangling.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun with ducks. There's lots of prizes to win. There'll be food trucks, arts and crafts. There's all kinds of different displays going on. So, fire trucks and lots of things.
A lumberyard's a perfect place for that.
It really is. It's a great outdoor
place.
venue. So I think everybody should come out for it. So
Grab
that,
a
again, that's
six-pack and come out.
Yes, exactly. Buy a quack. All right, so again, that is Lucky Duck Days. That's Mother's Day.
May 13th,
May 13th, May 14th. And guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Everybody
check out these organizations, and everybody give it up for these guys. Awesome.
There's things that I can't say I paid for you. There's things that I can't say I dream for you.
It's getting ducky in downtown Huntsville.
Join us for a fun-filled weekend at Lucky Duck Days.
If you want to help out the animals of Greater Huntsville Humane Society, have some fun, and have a chance to win a Fiat donated by Frank Williams Dealerships, then buy your racing tickets today. You can get these tickets at these locations.
The festival takes place May 13th and 14th. Racing tickets are on sale now.
Welcome back to No Huntsville. Let's thank our sponsors right off the bat. We have OTBX giving us this great beer today, right?
Yum.
Yum. We also have the Fret Shop, Pinhook Provisions giving us this great studio, and of course Rad One Graphics with great screen printing here in Huntsville. But let's get right to our next guest. We have the owner of Pets Carliton.
That's right.
From Huntsville. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, well, why don't you tell us what Pets Carliton is all about?
Well, Pets Carliton, I'm one of the owners. I have to say that first and foremost,
sure
right off the bat.
Exactly.
My wife, Melissa Cox, she is the one that actually founded Pets Carliton.
This is her dream.
It was.
Okay.
And she started this thing when she was 17 years old in high school.
Right,
And wanted to get out there and actually take care of these pets that were, when people go on vacation, they, the typical thing they do is they take the dog, they stick it in a crate at the vet or something like that, or a traditional boarding facility.
Right.
She said there's got to be a better way.
Right.
And so what she would do is she would bring these dogs into her house, and the people would pay her for them keeping the dogs in her home. And so it went on. She later got her own place. She was going through college. She's an extremely intelligent woman. She is a software engineer, computer science.
She married you.
She married me. Her picker is not broken. And so she when she was a senior in college, though, she had to kind of leave it. This was way down south in Mobile, Alabama. She was at USA, and so she had to leave it to move to Mobile because her college was hard her senior year. I wouldn't know, but she told me it was hard.
Right. You guys really cater to the dogs, the pets that you guys.
Yeah, so I think that's the point. What differentiates your organization from somewhere else where you would just board a pet?
Absolutely. So what we do is we found out that if we stick to a dog's routine, their normal routine, what they do at home, and so if you ever signed up with Pets Carliton, you would go and fill out our form.
Okay.
We have a Join the Pack form on our website, and you fill that form out, and then you're giving us pretty much the cliff notes to your dog's life, what you do on a daily basis.
Wow.
And so we stick to that routine, and we've noticed that it drastically reduces the stress and anxiety that's typically brought on with traditional boarding.
Right.
And so they get to hang out with us. We're all of our locations, which we have 7 in Huntsville, Madison. We have, when they come in, they stick to the routine, drastically reduces that stress and anxiety. They hang out with us and chill out and have fun.
Right. So where would people go and sign up for, your?
Yeah, it's petscarltonpack.com. That's
Okay.
pets with a Z, P-A-C-K, petscarltonpack.com. Go there, click on Join the Pack, and give us your routine. And
So give me an example of a sort of a routine that you have to accommodate. Yeah.
You want me to get into that?
Right. Yeah. So give me one
All right.
kind of typical scenario.
I will, and this is one of those the far out there scenarios. This we have a dog that she comes in at 5 a.m. She wakes up. She has to go outside and potty.
Right.
She comes back in, sleeps for about 30, 45 minutes. Then she wants to go back out and do her other set of business.
Sure.
And so we get up at 5:45, let her out, and then at 6 a.m. she wants her breakfast. At 9 a.m. and this is all written out in what the owner calls a
and
Bible.
you're going to customize
We do.
the treatment of each animal as they come in.
We specialize in personalized care. That's what we do, in the development of healthy social skills and making sure that your dog is stress-free whenever they come and stay with us.
That's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
You
I
got-
could go
all
ahead.
good.
No, it's you,
Go
Joe.
ahead. That's totally you.
Well, I want to say this makes it a unique sort of boarding experience.
Correct, yeah.
Nobody else is doing this in town, right?
No, not that we know of. Not the level of care and the level
And to the detail.
the professionalism that
Yeah,
we
that's-
provide.
wow.
Because we've really done our research on this stuff too.
What about this?
This right here is how to safely greet dogs. What we found out is that about 80% of children that are bitten by a dog, they're bitten by their family pet.
Okay.
This is one, according to State Farm Insurance, this is dog bites to children, one of the top claims on homeowners insurance in the city.
Wow.
And so my wife and I authored a book. This is a coloring book for children. This is a free service. The books are free. Our time is free. We come out and do a presentation. We bring Kaya, our dog, which is a very large Irish Wolfhound, and she comes out, does the presentations with us, and my man Nathan Payne actually illustrated the book.
Wow.
Illustrated that.
Very talented.
What?
Very talented guy. He and like I said, it's for free. So you just send us an email at petscarlton@gmail, and we'll set it up, come out and do it. We couldn't do it without the sponsors.
And it seems you guys are really invested into making sure the animals are healthy and they sustain a psychological sort of background as well. So
Absolutely.
That's really neat. So everybody should check out Pets Carliton. Thank you so much for coming in. Everybody give it up. I'm like, all right.
I'll clap for myself.
Did someone say free comics? Yep, the Deep Comics and Games is hosting Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, May 6th. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Wonder Woman, Zelda, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and many more. The Deep Comics and Games, just off South Memorial Parkway. Get here early while supplies last.
Welcome back to Noah Huntsville. Let's thank our sponsors once again. We have OTBX for the great beer today. We have the Fret Shop, Pinhook Provisions for the great studio, and of course Rad One Graphics for their great screen printing here in Huntsville. But let's get to our next guest. We have the folks from the Deep Comics and Games. Thanks for coming in, man.
Well, much appreciated. Thank you for having me.
All right, where do we start? So what's the Deep? What is it all about?
The Deep is a comic book, board game, trading card shop
Here in Huntsville.
here in Huntsville, right up the road, actually.
Right, not too far away.
Yeah, we've been in business for about 20 years.
Wow.
The newest location we've been at for about 3 years.
Right.
We just bounced back from a big drive-through sale.
Drive-through sale?
Yeah, exactly.
You
Drive-through
know.
sale. So tell me what happened to the store, because I think a lot of people know, but you can kind of give us the insight.
It was a Friday, and I was not supposed to be there.
As most stories
As
start.
most stories
It's like
go.
the clerk's story.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, gotcha.
A driver leaving the Office Depot right across from us, unfortunately, had a seizure.
Oh, okay.
And my only thought is, I would assume his last thought was, if I can get in the dirt field next to the store and stop, I'll be good. But
yeah,
of course,
trying to divert.
Exactly.
But just didn't happen.
Yeah. And watching the video, in the 3 front parking spaces were all taken, he miraculously missed all 3 of those cars and drove right through. And it's great because we had 2 double doors that we kept from Mock Electronics when we bought it. Okay. Just to keep that name and image alive. It's still Mock Electronics.
All right.
And it was jammed. It'd been messed up for about 2-3 months now.
The door was.
Yeah, so instead of hitting the door that needed to be replaced, he hit the perfectly good, not damaged at all, full glass metal, and it was something. And if you watch on the camera, I'm just like, I'm leaving. I'm not cleaning this up.
Right.
I then got my check and I left, and I went to Red Robin's to get a ramen burger.
Nice.
I'm not. This is Friday. I'm only paid to be here on certain days of the week. I'm not doing this.
Exactly. All right. So you guys have recovered, right?
Yeah.
Since then.
Yes.
So you guys are in full operation now, doing the things that you do.
Oh
right?
yeah.
All right. So what can someone find when they come to your shop?
A lot of comics.
Sure.
Possibly some awkward smells. That's not us.
All right.
Board games, toys. It's a good family environment. Anyone can come down.
Sure.
We're all very cool, welcoming, and it's a fun place. I've been working there for about 7 years now.
Okay.
Wow.
And I started off volunteering when the old manager was in charge, and he pretty much told me, all right, come back next weekend, and you can sweep the parking lots. And I went from that to now being
dodging cars.
Dodging cars. It's an illustrious life.
Right.
When you sell paper.
What do you got in front of you? Let's talk about this right here.
Are they all
go ahead.
new or they're old collectibles there?
A majority of them are new. The old ones were reprinted. The first one to point out, since we're here, is Riverdale issue 1. This is based on the new show, only on the CW.
The Valley CW?
The Valley CW. Only the Valley
Very good.
CW. It's fantastic.
Okay.
If you like the show with that Twin Peaks whodunit vibe, Riverdale issue 1 is fantastic. Also, read the other one as well that they relaunched. It's also really good. What else I got?
So people can come into the shop here and actually buy this, right?
And they can buy it right now.
Nice.
Probably not this one. This is the last copy on the shelf.
That's yours.
So I will go back and put it on the shelf, and then they can buy it.
Right.
Until then. For those who were fans of the recent Netflix show Iron Fist from Marvel, they just also relaunched that book. If you like Enter the Dragon, those old school Bruce Lee Kung Fu films, this is right up your alley. You're going to really enjoy it. And the artwork is to die for.
Right.
Iron Fist has always had fantastic art. Also, if you're excited for the other Netflix show Defenders, that'll come out in, I think, August, they said. Power Man and Iron Fist is another great one. This is the one shot. This is a holiday special, but it's April. I don't make the rules. With Power Man and Iron Fist, with this incarnation, you get a lot of humor, a lot of comedy. A few things have changed from the comics to what you see on the Netflix shows.
Whoa, these comic books come with
sound. You dare! Dare interrupt me, mother. Don't text me. Don't dare text me.
By the way, we're not cutting.
We're not cutting.
That's how we do it.
Our integrity's too strong here.
Yes,
wait, what is that?
A few books for the kids. We got Adventure Time Comics. For those who don't know, this is probably one of Cartoon Network's most prized shows, which is, I think, ending in another year or two. But these books have been fantastic. And if you're not reading these, they have graphic novels. They have a few others. Angry Birds is another one.
It's a big one.
Yeah, if you watch the movie or you play the game on your phone, you're going to love Angry Birds, the comic.
So these are all comics you can come to the shop and you can get, right?
Yeah, right now. Right. These are all brand new books.
They're all survivors of the wreck, right?
All survivors of the wreck.
And it seems like there's a pretty good community here in town for comics and for all this stuff, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic. When I first began to work at the shop, I didn't realize how large it was.
Right.
And how big the military force was here that just like came in.
That's all about it.
Nerded out over comics. It was really.
This is an engineering town. This doesn't seem a big surprise to me.
No, it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening. But to see the force that came out and helped us on that day and other days as well.
Right.
To move the shop from one location to the other.
Right.
We had enforced that day. We got everything moved in a day.
Wow.
You know, I mean, the local support and the fan base for us and what we do, and Ed, who's the big boss and the owner, who's doing a great job. It's fantastic.
No, and it's one more thing. So every time something bad happens to whatever culture or whatever background genre here in town, there's always a community that comes out and supports it, and we see that throughout different like backgrounds. It's pretty great. The Deep is awesome. It made some national news with the car going through the front, but hopefully you'll get some people coming in because they saw that, so that's kind of neat.
Oh yeah.
But everybody, I think should check out The Deep. It's a great comic story. Everybody give it up for Key from The Deep. Awesome.
Did someone say free comics? Yep, the Deep Comics and Games is hosting Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, May 6th. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Wonder Woman, Zelda, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and many more. The Deep Comics and Games, just off South Memorial Parkway. Get here early while supplies last.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Nix.
Here I am, my sweet, painting your picture in the air. Everyone I see wonders at my heartsick vacant stare. These days I dream, these nights are long. If I painted you a sunrise, would it have a place at your side? If I painted you an angel, would I see the change in you, my dear? These days I dream, these nights are long. These things that I can't say, I paint for you. You may see them talk and laugh as you walk by. You may see me gaze at you. You may see me turn my head and sigh. These days I dream, these nights are long. These words will fail, justice won't be done. Every day I wait, and every day I know you are the one. These days I dream, these nights are long. These things that I can't say, I dream for you. These hours so near, and words so few. Now these things I'd say become dreams of you. Now these times with you I can't explain.